Hello everyone, this is the first video in a multi-part series where we will be creating a utility software with Electron and Python. So let's get started. So first what we need to do is we need to first um, use the Electron Quick Start. So what this is like it's a small template you could say. So you can use this to create an Electron application quickly. So if we need first, I'll just go to inside my folder. So and then we can just clone this. We'll rename this to utility-software. Utility-software. Now we can go inside that. Now what we can do is we can put npm I. So what this is instead of just using npm install, so download all the dependencies, you can just use npm I. So it's like a short form. Now what we can do here is so we can again go there. So you can go there and see the utility software. Now what you can do is you can use code dot. So what this is, it will open this thing in VS Code. So it takes some time to load and got it. I'll let that load. It's let that load. Alright, so now that it has opened, so we need to go to what we need to do is, since this is already in this, we have cloned this from GitHub, so it has some problems. So the first of which is you can't upload it to your own repository. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all these files. Right. Now I'll add another file called dot git ignore. So and then now here. So what this does is it creates 1 second, it's loading. Yes. Now what this is it has a list of files or folders which you can use to ignore them. So for example, in this node underscore modules, there are a lot of files and folders, so it will take some time to upload, and it's also like 300 MB, I think. Um, so we'll ignore that. It's calculating size. Now what you can do is here is, yes, it's 222 MB. It'll take some time to upload to the Git. So we can integrate this with our uh, we can integrate this with our git clone git repository, which I made right now. So now what you can do here is we can add, now since we have run git in it, so we can put git in it. It has created an empty git repository. Now what you can do here is we need to create a git branch. First we need to add the remote origin. Now, 1 second. Yes. Now that it has added that, now what we can do here is we need to create a branch. I created a branch. Now what you need to do is git add dash a. You need to use a capital A here, or else it won't work. What happened? Yes, the git ignore slash node underscore modules. Yes, I forgot to save it. You need to save that. Now it's recalculating. Yes, it should be just node underscore modules. So now it has all happened, and now what we can do is git add dash a. Here it took some time to add everything because it was it had 3,000 files. Now we need to add a git commit. So git commit dash m. Here it should be a small m. So let's put main. Now it has done that. Now what you can do is you can just do this. That's it. Now if you refresh this, alright, so now we have this. So this is the readme.md. So now we can actually edit our file. So we have set everything up with git. So I'll go full screen here. Now we can, yes, main.js. So this creates a browser window. These are all like the basic Electron things. So I'll just remove some of these. I'll leave this open. I'll leave this because I'm going to need this later on because when debugging and everything. So I'll remove all the comments because we don't need them for now. So now what you can do is we'll create a new folder here. We can call it front end. So front end, front end, end. Yeah. So this contains going to contain all our HTML, CSS, and JS files. So I'll name this as dashboard code.html. Uh, and we're going to add another called loader.html. So this is going to be a loader. So I'll base this off of the Discord loader. So it look kind of similar like that. So I mean the styling would be different, but then the looks would be the same. So I'll just create an empty HTML. So in using VS Code, you can just put a hash exclamation mark, and you get this basic thing. So I'll just put as loading dot 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 dot. All right. Now what you can do is just add a single loader. This is going to be our whole HTML file, right? So we won't need to add any more else. We just need to add our CSS. So we'll just add loader.css. Now what I can do here is I can link this. Link rel equals style style sheet, and then href equals css slash loader.css. So I formatted this. Now what we can do is you can actually edit the loader.css itself. So here we were the previous in the loader.html. So the whole styling would be from here. All right. So we can I also add a live server as well. So because we are using HTML, so you can easily edit it. Slash front slash loader. So this is our current file right now. So I'll keep this like that. Ensure to make it look a little bit more easier to look at the changes. Hang on. So alright. So what I can do here is add margin 0. This is all the usual thing, So, in case you don't specify the margin padding, this goes to the default value. So we can add box sizing border box. So body, and then we'll add a display of flex. Display flex. So justify content is center. So what this does is, hang on. Load.css. Yeah. So what this is, it aligns the all items in the center. So it's aligned vertically and horizontally. And now we need to add a min dash height of 100 vh, 100 vh, and then we'll add a background of black. Hashtag 00. Hang on, 000. As you see, this is pure black right now. So let's add a loader now. So this is going to be the loader itself. So we'll add a position of relative, and then width of 150 px. So we need to create a circle, but so we'll first specify the height and the width. Now, to make it an actual circle, you need to add border dash radius 50%. So what this does is it creates a circle. To make it look better, I'll add a background as well. Background. So it's a linear gradient. So and then we'll add transparent. So this is completely transparent. Transparent, and this is 40% transparent. And for this one, this is actually going to be our actual color. So I found this website called materialui.co. This is like a group of websites which have different colors in them to choose a different color. So I usually choose Tailwind, but you can choose from the others as well. So I'll hang on. Go to Tailwind. So I think a color around this much. I think this would look good. I can't. I'll change it if it doesn't look good later. And then we need to add an animation here, but we'll add that later on. So here, yeah, dot. I'll add the before and the after things. So 1 second. Yeah. So for now, I haven't saved this yet. Hang on. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. You need to add the yes. So now it looks like this. So what this is, we just need a simple ring. So for that ring, we're going to use the before thing, and for a shadow thing, so it looks slight levitated. We'll use loader colon after. So first we'll do the before. So we'll add an empty content. So it's going to be empty position absolute. So this absolute position is going to be absolute to this div, not to the whole body. So it won't be somewhere there. It'll be exactly centered to the div. And then top 6px. So we're going to like make it slightly 6px on the top and the left and the right and the bottom. So right 6px, bottom another 6px. Now we can add the background. So to make it the circle, we'll add the same color. So it'll be black again. Wrong symbol. As you can see now, it looks, you get the ring, but it's because the box itself is a square. So what we can do is we'll add the border dash radius 50%. As you can see now, it's a perfect circle. Now you can add a z index of 1000 to make it look proper, so it doesn't look weird. So it'll always be on the topmost part. So now we can copy this. Now this is going to be the same thing, except we need to change the color for the shadow. So we are going to use this same thing. Hang on, I'll just do that. We'll add a z index of 1. Now we can add a filter blur 30px. Now the shadow will look, what's there now? Now what happened? Yes, of course. I forgot to I need to change this to after. So now we can see there's a very faint shadow there. This is the whole thing itself, but to make it look spin and change the color, we'll add an animation here. So I'll just add an animation. Animation. So we'll name it load a spin, and it'll last for 2 seconds. It's going to be linear and it's going to be infinite, so it'll always loop on itself. At keyframes, so loader spin. So here we'll just add 0%. Transform, so it'll rotate the thing, and when it's at 0%, which means when it starts, it'll be at 0%. So what it does is it'll always be on the same thing. So This will also be 0 degree. But now, you copy this again, paste it here. So you change this to 100%. So this is when the thing is completed. So it'll be rotated 360 degrees, which means it complete a full circle. The hue would also change. So 360 degrees. I'll format this. Yes, now it's looking weird, very weird, because I have added an extra zero here. And if you want to change if you want to make it a little bit more faster, you can just add one. Now we can see, but I think I like the two more. Alright, so this is going to be a loader. Now let's work on integrating it. Hang on. Let's work on integrating it with the main.js. So this would run every time the script is when the npm the application is open. So I'll add a variable called loading loading OS. Yeah. So we'll create a new browser window, and then we'll add a width of yes, width of 600 and a height of 600. So it looks like a square thing. 600, and then we'll add a frame colon false, but we won't do it for now because I'm using two screens, and when the application started, it always opens on my second screen, and I'm streaming on the first screen. So I'll change it later on. So now here let's do some changes. Now Electron suggests that to make it more secure, you should disable node integration and enable context isolation and disable any remote module. So let's do that. So we'll first enable context isolation. True. And then node integration colon false. And then now we can add enable remote. This won't show up in hang on. This won't show up in the autocorrect. I don't know why, but Electron does suggest to use it. And then we need to add because we are having a loading screen, this should be false, so it should not show initially. Now we need to change this. Yes, dot slash front end slash hang on, it should be dashboard. Dashboard dot HTML. So now we can assign the loading screens load file. So load file dot slash front end slash loader. So now we have loaded this file. So so we'll set the CSP later. All right. So what CSP is? It's called the content security policy. So what it is, it's disable. It provides some sort of rules so that no attacker can inject unwanted code. And because this is using Electron and if the integration was true, then you could attach you can run a code from here which calls this node, and because Node.js is like a it's a very powerful framework. It also has access to your files as well. So we wouldn't want that. So that's why we have a node integration false, and we will also set a CSP so people can't run what can you say, unwanted code even without Node.js. So now what we can do is wait, I'll just close this because we don't need it now. So now we can add the loading screen itself. So I'll just add a set loading screen. Add an extra E and loading. Now what we can do here is we can add set timeout. So what this is it's it runs a code after a specific amount of time. So now here this set timer takes in two parameters. One is the function itself, and second is the time. So we'll run this. We'll wait for around 5 seconds before executing this code. So now what we can do here is we can destroy this loading screen. So you can put loading screen dot destroy. So what this is, it removes the loading screen itself, and you can show the main window dot show. Yeah, so now it shows the main window, and it stops the loading screen. So now what we can do here is, I think we can test this out. Hang on. It takes some time to load. Um, yes, got it. As you can see, you have a loading, and now it should open up. Hang on, it opened up here. So now that we have done this, what you can do now here is, now we can set the CSP itself. So I think we'll set the CSP in the next video. We'll also try to do the dashboard.html as well. Add the front end. Like for example, this part we'd add contents over here. And if we have time, we can even try to uh, we can also try to integrate some front end JavaScript. So we won't be doing the back end JavaScript at least until like 2 videos, until we sort out the front end JavaScript, the dashboard.html, and the CSS for this as well. So wait till the next video. Bye.